Dear brothers and sisters, may the peace of Christ be with you. Today we are celebrating the feast of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Personally, I believe that the Holy Family is the human version of the Blessed Trinity, the family of the Blessed Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So today I'll be talking about the first reading, the second reading, and of course the Gospel passage that we have today. In the first reading, taken from the book of Sirach, the Bible reminds us that to be a parent, to be a father, to be a mother is a special grace from God. It's a position that God has entrusted to you. Of course, we remember that there are 10 commandments, and among the 10 commandments, there is only one of them that has a promise attached to it, and that is the fourth commandment: honor your father and your mother. So the first reading today reflects that part of the commandment, but we see clearly that it mentions four important promises from the Lord, that those who honor and respect their parents, that they will receive forgiveness of their sins. So their sins will be wiped away. The second promise is that whenever they pray, their prayers will be answered. Number three is that their own children will also respect and honor them. The fourth promise is that they will have a long, fruitful, good life. It's a fact, it's a truth that no one chose the family where he or she was born, but we can choose to become a blessing, a gift to our own families. The second reading today tells us the things we should do in order to make our families also to become better every day. Remember that the family of Mary and Joseph became a holy family simply because of the presence of Jesus in the midst of that family. So when we live out the fruits of the Holy Spirit within our families, automatically it makes Jesus present in our families. And that's what St. Paul tells us today, that our families, we should live a life of gentleness, kindness, compassion, forbearance, patience. We should love, we should forgive, we should not bear grudges. In every family, everyone is unique. So there's a tendency that we are going to have conflicts and misunderstandings and quarrels. But whenever such happens, we must learn to forgive. We must learn to let go. We must learn to be considerate. We must learn to be compassionate. It's all about being merciful, because nobody within a family is perfect. I can make mistakes today. Tomorrow you can make mistakes. But the fact is that we have to be humble enough. We have to be open-minded. We have to really be accommodating, based on the uniqueness of each person within a given family. There's no family that is perfect, as I said, but we can agree to disagree. We can also agree to make our families to become better every day. It's all about allowing love to be the foundation of our families. It's all about allowing God to take the center stage in our families. When God takes the center stage in our families, everything will begin to work out according to the will of God. But when we allow our moods, our grudges, our malice, our resentment, our wrath, our anger, our jealousy, when we allow those things to form the basis of our families will be heading towards perdition, towards destruction. But when we allow love, which is a personal decision also, if we allow love to reign in our families, it means we have allowed God to reign in our families. Our families will gradually become better every day. So today is such a day that we really reflect and accept the fact that we can be a gift to our families. We can become the instrument through which God can make our families to become better. Because we all have this image, we have a picture of how we want our families to be. But it's not the angel who will come to do it for us. Rather, we are the ones to do and to make our families to become the way we want the family to be, through the grace of God. And that's what brings me to the gospel today. God used Joseph as his instrument in making the Holy Family to be protected, in making the Holy Family to be provided for. Look at what happened. When the Magi left, the angel came to Joseph in a dream and instructed Joseph to take the baby Jesus and the mother to Egypt. Joseph did not argue. Joseph accepted. And that's where we see actually the openness, the docility of Joseph. Parents should also learn how to be open-minded, because sometimes when parents try to impose themselves on the children, there may be a problem. So from Joseph, we learn how to be open-minded. From Joseph also we learn how to be obedient to the will of God. What is the will of God? The will of God is that we should love one another. From Joseph also we learn how to be humble. From Joseph we learn that fathers should protect their families. If you are a father and you are the one destroying your family, you should not bear that name father, because the father should be the foundation. You should be that person that every other person in the family can run to and feel secured and feel protected. But when you are the one destroying the family, it's not supposed to be. You are not supposed to be the one destroying the family. Rather, you are supposed to be the one to bring the family together. You are a leader, and you are the number one leader in the family. So there should be this dialogue also in a family, whereby the father and the mother, they will agree to do what is best for the family. The family is not a place like a military zone where the father dictates. No, there should be a communication. There should be a dialogue. From Joseph, personally, I learned how to be a listening person, because Joseph listened to the angel. He surrendered himself to the will of God, and he did exactly what God asked him to do. What God has asked you as a father, as a mother to do, is to love your children, to love your family, to make him the number one in your family. That's the responsibility that God has given to you and to me, to take care of our families. But the question is, are you taking care of your family? Do your children, your wife, your husband, do they feel that they are being recreated every day in the family? Because the family is a place for recreation. Every day, wherever you may have been to, whenever you return to your family, you should feel that love. You should feel that recreation. You should feel that rejuvenation. You feel renewed. That's what family should be. But when the family becomes like a purgatory or inferno, like a hellfire, that's no longer a family. A family is a place where people quarrel also. No problem. We can quarrel, but we should always be open to forgive. For me, it is not a scandal to see a family fighting, but it's more scandalous when after fighting, the family members are not ready to forgive and to reconcile with one another. If you look at the word family, it has 6 letters. God created the world in 6 days, which means that every family, or in every family, the members of that family should always feel recreated whenever they come together as a family. I would like to talk about the word family as an acronym. The first letter is F, which is forgiveness. We all make mistakes, and in our families, we should learn how to forgive each other, one another, and move on. Forgiveness does not mean forgetfulness, but forgiveness means not allowing what I did to you to influence our relationships. The second letter is A, attention. In these days when we have gadgets and cell phone and all that, it's easy to be present physically but absent-minded. So attention has to do with you being fully present. There comes a time in the family you have to drop your cell phone and be present with your wife, be present with your husband, be present with your children. If you are a worker or a professional, you should keep the work in the office. When you come back home, try to be one with your family. Be present. Be attentive to the family members. The third one is M, which is being malleable. Sometimes in our families, the problem we have is that we are so rigid. We think we know it all. But we need to be malleable. To be malleable means that we allow the opinions of other people. We allow other people to shape our own suggestions. It's all about being open-minded. That's what it means to be malleable in a family. The fourth letter is I, to inspire. In our family, sometimes we have our own crises and trials and challenges, but we should learn how to inspire one another because we don't have any other person. Family is love, family is everything. We must learn how to inspire our brothers, our sisters, our children, our parents, because we have different battles. The fifth letter is L, which is to listen. We have to learn how to listen to one another because listening is also an expression of love. If I don't love you, I will not listen to you. So in our families, we must learn how to listen to one another. Listening involves discipline, attention, self-giving, self-surrender, self-emptying. It's a whole lot of things. But to listen is very important in every relationship. It's very important, fundamental in our families also. So sometimes it's good to be silent and listen to other people. Don't be the one speaking always in the family. Allow the opinions of other people also. Listen to them. Listening brings healing to the one who is speaking. Imagine when a family member has a lot of things to say and nobody is there to listen. It can suffocate the person. It can cause depression also. So we have to listen to one another. The sixth letter is Y. Yes. We have to say yes to the will of God. We have to say yes to love. We have to say yes to peace. Yes to unity. Yes to solidarity. Yes to mercy. Yes to forgiveness. Yes to goodness. Yes to reconciliation. Yes to friendship. We have to say yes to every good thing so that our family will continue to progress, will continue to grow from strength to strength. Once again, I thank you for listening to this reflection. Remember, please, to share this video. God bless you and happy feast of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.